Hello everyone, welcome to Crit Eating Grin, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons real play podcast set in the homebrew fantasy world of Solaris on the continent of Alteratus. At the table, we have the 3 players that will bring to life our adventurers. To my right, we now have...
Hi, my name is Katie. I play Arkalis, and she's a tiefling rogue who is worried about Sendra's return.
And I am Brian. I play Kelbrix Goldfound, a human grave cleric, and Kelbrix is kind of worried about the ramifications of going against his deity and bringing someone back from the dead.
I'm Jason. I'm playing Gora Thunderfist, Goliath Fire, and I am also worried because I want to know if we can get the stench of Sendra out of this pot after she's done basting, and then we can use it on the chickens that we were talking about.
Right. And my name is Eric, and I will be your dungeon master in this chapter of our tale. So, when last we left off the party, you had helped with the preparations in getting Sendra basted in the pot, if you will. As you were more or less just kind of waiting for that 24-hour period so the ritual can take place to use use the abilities of the Cauldron of Rebirth. You had made your way around the camp, learned a little bit about some of the druid folk that were around in the druid circle. You had met the nudist Roman who decided to take a brisk dive into the lake. You were reunited, or reunited is probably not the right word to use, but you were reintroduced to Glade, the city's guardian or protector. And as the day or the evening wound down, you were told by Oleath that, you can settle down for a rest here till morning and go from there. So we start this with you waking up from your campsite, the gentle sound of rain hitting the earth in the various buildings or tent structures. And what I'd like to have each one of you do is roll me a d20.
3.
4.
5.
Wild.
Wow. So literally 3, 4, and 5. So
Good start.
Ari will be the first to awake with the lowest number. You awaken to hear Gorath snoring away and see Kelbrix resting. What would you like to do?
We were inside the main building, right?
Sure, we'll go with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Is there anyone else around?
Let's switch over to our map for those of you viewing on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, all those good things. I currently have your tokens there. You can position your tokens where you would have liked to have set up for the evening. So why don't we go ahead and do that now?
Okay. Where would you like to be, Ari? Somewhere in the main structure?
Probably back by the stairs.
Back here or back like here?
Back there.
Okay.
Over by the wine
By the
barrels.
alcohol.
By the alcohol.
All the alcohol.
So for those of you listening, Ari will be in the upper left corner of the structure by the wine barrels.
And then I thought I was out by the fire pit.
Out back by the fire pit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gorath is out
I
back by the
probably
fire
would've been
pit,
out
and
back by the
Kelber.
fire pit
Okay.
as well.
Alright, just hide inside.
Yeah.
You all are getting rained on, so.
Yeah. We have the nice, lovely, smoking fire
Correct.
by us.
To answer your question, Ari, there is no one down in the kind of common area of the building here. You do hear commotion above you from the second floor apartment of Olaeth. And that's about it.
I want to go upstairs and knock on the door.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So you will make your way up the stairs. And as you do, the door will be closed. As you knock on the door. The shuffling and the movement stops for a moment, and then you can hear the sound of footsteps getting closer to the door. As the door is opened, if I get on the right layer, you will see Olaeth standing there. Good morning, Ari.
Good morning.
Was I too loud? Did I wake you?
No, not at all. I just wanted to check on Sendra.
Oh, by all means, come in. So she will move aside and kind of show you into the apartment. And she will point you in the direction of Sendra. As you will see, she is resting peacefully, kind of tucked in this iron cauldron. She's currently wearing what looks like some type of like ceremonial robe or gown or something like that, as they have neatly kind of placed and packed the salt inside the cauldron. And you'll see her in there as she is resting peacefully.
I'm going to turn to Olaeth and ask, is it alright if I stay here a moment with her?
Yes, by all means. I will be over here. Take as much time as you need. She steps over towards a bookcase and begins to look through various books she has, giving you some privacy.
Is Sendra's stuff, like her bag and things nearby?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Reverse pickpocketing.
Don't forget that +5 for the gloves of thievery.
So those are for sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to still have them?
No, I'm talking about if you reverse.
Okay.
Yeah, if you were to reverse
Right.
pickpocket.
I got an unnat 21.
Oh, dirty
Perception.
21. Okay. Her belongings have been folded neatly and slid and placed underneath the bed. You'd have to maneuver past the pot to get in there, and it's a very tight squeeze.
I'm gonna try.
Okay, that would be either an athletics or an acrobatics to not disturb the pot.
Going for acrobatics. 12.
Okay, 12 is adequate. It's very close. You have a brief moment where you almost kind of nudge it or kind of stumble or stagger into it, but you kind of catch your balance and stop. You make your way towards the head of the bed where her belongings have been nice and neatly kind of tucked underneath it.
Does it seem like Olaeth was like looking or anything?
No, she is giving you your space, if you will.
Okay. And then I'm gonna take the shirt I had previously stolen from Sendra and shove it under the bed.
That would be a sleight of hand, yes.
Okay. Unnat 22.
Dirty 22.
Yep.
You will gently place the items discreetly back amongst the other belongings.
And then I'm gonna proceed to go past the pot again.
Sure, yeah. The 12 will be adequate enough. You'll maneuver your way back out.
And I'm gonna take a moment and I don't know, praying to some deity over her.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a religion check.
Let's do deception now.
Yeah.
Ooh, 18.
You begin to utter random words, and your passive perception is what?
20.
A 20. In doing so, you are caught off guard by a figure sitting on the little side table by the bed. It almost looks as if it's a satyr sitting in there, and he has this look on his face and he winks at you. And you kind of take a second glance, and when you look back, that image is gone.
Oh, some wild trickster god.
Possibly. Now, while that's all taking place, we will go to the person who rolled the 4, which I think is Gorath.
That's me.
As you now feel the dampness from the rain beginning to soak in, as the rain slowly increases, a roll of thunder in the distance can be heard, and the sky is, even though it's daytime, it's very gloomy and gray. The sun is trying to fight through, but just unable to at this point. What would you like to do, Gorath?
All right, I'll get up, get my bedroll and all that fun stuff. Ring it out. Ring it out, and I gotta go over and nudge Calbrix.
As Kelbrix, you feel the same sensation as the rain has intensified.
Did you pee on me?
Gross.
Not this morning.
Oh.
Previously?
Okay.
You regret asking that now, don't you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will. I'll also go ahead and start packing up my bedroll and stuff.
My way inside, and then just go over by the fire. I'm not really worried about Ari, because Ari does what Ari does when we're not looking. So I'm going to go in and warm up and see if there's any food.
There is food. As stated before,
We've got our tomatoes and grapes and pears and bread.
There is some cheeses, bread, some fruits, vegetables that are spread on the nearby tables that you can gather a breakfast meal from.
All right, I'll be grabbing a couple handfuls and then heading over to the fire to dry out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go in and sit at the table.
Awesome.
Wait
and
contemplate.
Okay. All right. So we'll come back to Ari. Do you have anything else you're going to do? Are you going to make your way downstairs? I mean...
No, at that point, I'll just go downstairs.
Okay. So, you all will see as Ari slowly makes her... Well, Kelbrix will be the first one to see. As Ari makes her way down the stairs, slowly.
Morning.
Good morning. And I'll head over to the table.
So, what were you doing upstairs?
I was just checking on Sendra.
Okay.
She's cooking well.
We really gotta quit referring to it as cooking. Gorath.
She's in a giant pot with salt. I don't know what else you want me to say.
Basting. Marinating.
Gorath's gonna keep getting the wrong idea on that.
I think it's funny. Just let him.
Okay. Alright. Let's see. It's early morning. It was around midday when the ritual started?
Right. So you got a couple hours to kill before you believe.
Okay. I'm gonna go out and check on our horses and make sure that Roman hasn't done anything, as he's the kind of caretaker of the livestock. Make sure that he hasn't done anything untoward towards our horses.
So when you venture out to check on the horses, go ahead and give me an insight check as well. Let's start with a perception and then an insight check, please.
All right. Perception is a 9.
Okay.
And insight is a 10.
Excellent. That'll work. You look at the horses. They seem to be well taken care of. There is food nearby, and they obviously have like grass and things that they can eat from. But they seem to be uneasy. More specifically, Sam. Sam seems on edge, very uneasy. As the rain begins to become more of a steady fall, thunder grows a little closer. You can see an occasional flash of lightning.
Okay.
Seems to be some sort of storm kind of moving in or settling in.
I'm gonna holler back towards Ari. Hey Ari, Sam seems a little on edge.
Okay. I'll come out here and join Kelbrix.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an insight check as well. And I'll give you advantage because Kelbrix kind of picked up on something.
18.
Okay. Sam is definitely agitated, very uneasy. As well as Buttercup and Dwarven Horse is just Dwarven Horse guys. Let's not kid ourselves.
Good horse.
I am going to go over to Sam and see if I can try and calm her down a bit.
Sure.
Or see if there's something more obviously wrong.
Sure, go ahead and give me an animal handling check.
Oh, that'll go. Well. 6. 3 and 3.
Well, you are able to kind of give her a little bit of comfort, but she's still very uneasy. As like you go to like pat her face or her head, and she just kind of takes her head and nudges it into you, not violently, but enough to be alerting, if you will. Kelbrix, Ari, you both hear in the distance what sounds like calling.
Oh, good.
But it's in the distance. Now do remember, Olea did say there has been increased ravens like flocking or flying over their grove. Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
You heard the ravens too, right?
Yeah.
We should probably
Tell Gorath.
Tell
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So he can panic.
So he can exactly.
get
That's
angry words. Maybe tell Leia that
we think
she's
the
more concerned or not.
yeah that the Caw of the Ravens might be coming here after us and the map
Yeah.
and Sendra and
Great.
came into this nice peaceful grove and brought war and violence.
I'll let you handle that. I'll just run
As
over
Ari
to
scoots quickly into the building to find Gorath, leaving Kelbrix dumbfounded, like, what just happened? What'd you say?
Okay.
And Gorath, you're nice and warm and toasty by the fire, sir.
Eating my food, minding my own business.
Mm-hmm.
Go out the ravens.
What about the birds?
They might be coming.
How do they might be coming? Are they coming or are they not coming? How do we think that there's a might in this?
We heard some cawing.
Just,
So
is
they
it just
could be on
regular
the way.
birds, or is it
Could
just...
be regular birds. It could be the ones trying to kill you and us.
That's just silly. That's just silly. All right. Well, I'm going to go out front.
Okay. So you will make your way out front.
Yeah.
And when you go out there, Gorath, you don't hear anything but rain, occasional thunder, see a flash of lightning. It's kind of quiet. You notice the horses are a little agitated. Dwarven horse looks at you, kind of chews on some feed that he has, and then looks back down to the ground and begins to chew on some grass.
All right. I'm just going to stand right here for now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna head up the stairs and knock on the door.
The door is actually going to be open, so you can like knock on the side of the. Well, I guess you could knock on the door still. Yeah. And you will see, and as Olaeth makes her way to the door to greet you.
All right.
Good morning, Calbrix.
Good morning. I have a question. How far out, if I recall correctly, you have some barriers or some methods of protection on this grove that we somehow made it past without any issues. How far out do those go?
There are some set beyond the perimeter, and then of the tree line, and then we have 40 to 50 feet from the village's edge. There are some dispersed. The directional path that you had taken to enter in, we had some previous encounters with those ravens I had spoke of.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something troubling you?
Well, the horses seem uneasy, and both Ari and myself were outside and heard some, ravens, or what sounded like ravens, cawing in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that they are kind of after us to an extent. So, with that being said, just wanted to know if there was a heads up, possibly before they came into the.
There
village.
are several measures in place. Yes, we should be alerted if they encroach uncomfortably on our territory. I will send Glade to walk the perimeter and make sure things are still good, is what she says.
Okay. And just let them know that these individuals are very dangerous.
I will.
So probably not best to try and fight multiple of them on their own.
Okay, I will pass along the word.
Perfect. And yeah, that's all. I guess we will wait for a couple more hours till Sendra's ready.
Okay. So Olaeth will now gently close the door as she will go about tending to businesses. As you all will be inside the building as the rain continues to fall gently, and eating fresh cheeses and fruits and breads and things for your morning meal. Cabrix, you'll see that Gorath has made his way outside the building,
I have disappeared.
and the rogue has once... No, I'm just kidding.
The rogue has vanished.
As Ari is...
Now I'm going to go back in since I didn't hear anything.
Yep. Gorath makes his way back in.
There's nothing out there. It's just raining.
There were definitely some ravens, but okay.
Yeah, there's definitely something. Hopefully they're not coming here, but I guess we'll see.
And just gonna stand over there?
Fine. If there's nothing else you guys wish to do for the sake of our listeners,
Yep.
I will kind of advance time or fast forward time as it passes.
As 20 ravens show up now.
No. All's well. Everything seems to be calm. Dolan will make his way upstairs within a few hours or so of you guys kind of resting and keeping yourself warm by the fire. And at the appointed time, you will hear the door of Olea's apartment open. She will make her way down the stairs, and she will gather you. And she says, "It is time. Come." And she gathers you.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll all head upstairs. Or at least I know I will.
I'll head up.
Yep.
Look at there, you're already upstairs.
Woo!
Hey!
Magic of Roll20. Thank you, Roll20.
I want to be by the door.
Yeah, go ahead and position your tokens wherever you guys want to position yourself.
So not much room to maneuver up here.
Not necessarily.
Well, it's fine where I'd like to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's Olea's token. There we go. Okie dokie. So you gather up here. She'll motion for you guys to come around to kind of the room where Sendra is.
Alright. So I'll come down here.
All right. As you will all see the iron cauldron of rebirth, large enough to fit a medium-sized person into. Kelbrix, this will be the first time that you actually see her in this robe or gown, gently kind of laid in the pot, with the salt kind of packed very nice and evenly all around her. She seems to be at peace, resting peacefully. Very pale, cold, but peacefully resting.
Alright.
Olath will say, "Is there anything you all wish to say or do before we commence?"
Nope.
Dolan looks when you like quickly answer it. You like, "Geesh."
I will, I'll just stand there, I'll bow my head and say a little quiet prayer in my head.
Okay, go ahead and give me a religion roll. Gorath, anything you want to do?
No, I'm just waiting for her to be back a part of the team.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay,
Religion, that's 13 plus 2 for 15.
that's good. All right. So after you finish muttering your prayer, Olaeth will look to you, Kelbrix, give you a subtle nod, as she will lay her hands on the cauldron. She too will mutter something underneath her breath in a language none of you speak, as Dolan will also lower his head in reverence, and within a matter of a few moments, Olaeth will stagger back a little bit, kind of gathering her composure, and she looks to you and says, "Now we wait."
I mean, okay. Wait for...
As Sendra quickly raises out of the iron pot, like sits up, salt is tossed out of and everywhere. She looks to you, her breathing is heavy, her eyes are wide, and she says, "There's a traitor amongst our midst, Kelbrix." And then she just kind of like lowers back into and lays in the pot. Confusion all around the room, I'm sure, as Olaeth looks confused. Dolan's like, "What What did she say? What did she say? Looks to you, Ari.
I don't. She said something to Kelbrix. I
There's.
don't know.
She said there's a traitor amongst us.
Amongst us? Or amongst?
That was just it.
Arcanists?
I mean, I don't know. I'm.
As you all stand there, confused, pondering, you hear the flutter of wings all around the building.
I think we misheard her in her head. A trader, as in they trade goods, not a traitor.
Oh, shit.
Because it's ridiculous to think there's a traitor here. It's a traitor.
None of us trade things.
Well, these people might.
The cacophony of calling echoes loud above you.
We're gonna die. Is there like a place we can not fight these people again?
Olayth will move past you as she starts to make her way out of the building.
Okay.
Dolan will quickly accompany her.
Oh, so is she good? Is she dead again? Or is she just unconscious?
Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
6!
She's breathing. 6 is good enough to determine she's breathing. Her wounds that were there have closed and healed. She seems to be exhausted and resting, just unconscious right now.
Okay. Are there any windows up on this floor or anything?
There are windows.
Fuck. All right.
I'm assuming you want to look out them.
Yes, I will.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Take a look out these windows. 9 plus 5 for 14.
14 is good. Is anybody else peeking out the windows?
Now, Gorath's going downstairs.
Okay, Gorath is making his way down the stairs. Ari?
I am still standing there in slight confusion and also pondering if she's alive or not.
Okay. I'll put you near the bot there. Here, let's put you right there. Kelbrix, you see 4 figures coming down the pathway. 3 of them cloaked, robed. 1 figure looks to be Glade, as she is bound and held by 2 cloaked figures. A prominent, short, and stout figure that is cloaked seems to be leading the 2 that have Glade into the Druid Circle. As you hear, "Come on out! You can't hide from me!" Gorath, you reach the bottom of the stairs and hear the sound of a dwarven male voice calling out.
Oh no.
Gorath's gonna run out in front of everybody.
The Raven wants what he wants. He's through playing games with you. Give us the map now, is what you hear yelled out, and it echoes. And after that, it's almost as if a chorus of ravens just call out and kind of heckle everyone inside the building. We'll switch over to our maps here, as you guys will be able to position yourselves on the map. So the rain actually grows in intensity, begins to get a little heavier. Clap of thunder is loud over top. And Ari, you're going to be upstairs still, I'm assuming. Well, I will put you not on there. Kelbrix, you...
I mean, I would be heading downstairs, and
Okay.
honestly, I would have been telling Ari, hey, we should get downstairs.
Okay.
Is there any paper quill upstairs?
Oh, there is, yeah. A nearby table.
Would I be able to try and copy most of the map onto something?
You can gather the quill and the paper. and potentially start doing so, yes. Let's make it a... Let's make it a wisdom. Just a straight wisdom roll to start the process.
18 and 3 is 21.
Okay, so you will begin the process. It's going to take some time, but you will begin the process.
Okay.
As Kelbrix, you make your way out there. Gorath is... What are you doing, Gorath?
I pretty much right there. That's where I'm going to stand my ground.
All right. As you will see Gorath making his way to his defensive point or his standing point.
Yeah.
Gorath, you can see this dwarf is got a large raven resting on his left shoulder. The cloak he has is just a standard black cloak, no feathers, adornments, or anything. He has studded leathers on that are black, dark browns. There are some symbols of ravens woven into the leather. He is not wearing a mask. He is bold. He wants you to see his face. Give us the map. Kelbrix, you will see all this.
All right. The map's coming. Just take it easy.
I'm not stupid like the others. Give me the fucking map, is what he'll say. Or you will all die.
The dwarf makes threats.
You, bold and stupid, will be the first to go, is what he'll say.
I would like to see you try, little
Then
dwarf.
let's roll an initiative, because this is going into it.
Shit. Cauldron means business.
I have an 8.
I am upstairs still, but I have a 21.
Okay. Kelbrix?
I have a 14.
Oh,
I rolled a 16.
Impressive.
Yeah. So I said Kelbrix means business.
I see this.
Such a large initiative order.
It is very large. Alright, you had, what was yours, Ari?
21.
Okay. Now, Ari is not on the roof, for those of you watching. I just have her roughly in the position she would be at on the second floor.
Though she would not be opposed to getting on the roof.
Possibly, yes. Okay, so... I got a lot of rolling to do, so I need filler. Somebody talk while I do all these rollings.
This is going to be interesting. I can't wait to see Gorath smash this dwarf.
if I can hit him, he's tiny.
It'll be just like the birds.
Yeah, and that's
Just hold a hit.
the other thing. There are 5 birds that I can see. There's 4 on the roof and 1 on his shoulder.
I wasn't even paying attention to the ones
On the roof?
on the roof behind me.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing when you're like, I wouldn't be opposed to getting on the roof.
Yeah, never mind. I rescind that. You don't want to be on the roof.
You will
with
be
the
surrounded.
ravens.
Okay,
Oh boy.
let's see.
I hope you both know if I successfully copy this map, I'm setting the other one on fire.
Oh, okay. Congratulations.
Oh god. No.
Which will just make it worse, but
That, yeah.
funny.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
So you could try and stop me.
Okay, let's see. That's all I got.
My stuff got unequipped.
I'm just reading up on my my mace.
Oh, yeah. Little fancy magic mace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I got a couple different new fancy things. So the one thing that would be good for you, if you do get on the roof, is the poison spray. It'll work this time. You're close enough.
True. You are correct.
10-foot range. You could get 2 of the birds at least.
Let's see here. So bear with me. I'm almost done here.
You are good.
I got a lot of things to roll for.
You're good.
I have green flame blade.
Yep, that's one of the abilities from the
Ring, yeah.
ring as well.
Mage armor.
Okay, I think I got everything I need.
All right.
B&B Dion doesn't want to work with me today.
Yeah. We also got the rain effects on the map are lagging out a little bit.
No, that's awful.
I know.
All that post-editing you're going to have to do to make those raindrops work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa, about that, huh?
About that one.
Okay. Alright, so as our initiative will stand, we currently have Ari with a 21, Kelbrix with a 14, Olaeth the Elder with an 11, Gorath has an 8, Dolan has an 8, the Raven folk have 7, and the dwarf who has challenged Gorath has a 5, and Clade has a 2. The Ravens are a 1. The Ravens will act as 1. They'll go on the same initiative count. And Ari, if you are going to continue to copy this map, I will need another wisdom followed by a dexterity.
Okay. Wisdom is a 18.
Okay.
Dex is a 13.
Okay, so you quickly begin dipping the quill into the inkwell and scratching the best you can. And so far, so good. You get a fourth of the way done putting, the map together.
All right.
Perfect. All right.
And next up will be Kelbrix.
All right. I'm gonna. Ooh, are these 10? These are 10-foot squares.
They should be. Are they not?
Oh boy, they are. Okay, so I will move my 30 feet up.
All right.
And you know what? I will use my action to dash and go another 30 feet.
Okay.
I'm getting close to Gorath. And that will end my turn.
Okay. Olaeth is up next. And she is going to extend her right hand as vines begin to sprout from what looks like the palm of her hand, and they begin to twist and knot and form a quarterstaff.
Ooh.
And she is going to, once the quarterstaff has shaped, she will kind of take it firmly in her right hand and kind of plant it into the ground. As she will observe, the only other thing she will do is say, "Let the girl go," she yells across the way. As the dwarf will just go, "No." Gorath, it is your turn.
All right. right. I will pull out my shield and the warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stay there for now and set a reaction to dodge, just in case anything goofy happens.
Okay.
And then I will also say, these territories... Let me get my voice out. Let me get my voice. All right, here we go.
There we go.
These territories are the territories of my friend Bear and Calvin. Anyone that comes in here and disrupts them is under my protection. You've come here and disrespect Bear. You will deal with me.
Did you say Calvin?
Calvin.
You said it right?
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Fun.
He did.
Calvin's the
Okay.
only one he likes.
I'll tell you what.
I think he
Give
did
me
that
an intimidation check.
I think he said it correctly on purpose.
Oh my.
I'm so proud of him.
Very good. He must really like Kelvin.
That's only an 8, though.
It's Kelvin. Shit. Oh, it's not Calvin. He said it wrong. I feel
Yes.
stupid. What'd you have? I'm sorry.
An 8.
Okay.
His name's Kelvin. I said Calvin.
All right. Yep. Kelvin is his name. Man, I'm old.
Oh, yeah, it is.
All right. So, with that being said, Dolan will do the same thing as Oleathus. He will take both of his hands and he will kind of like pull them together, and then he separates them. And as he does, these vines will kind of emanate from both the palms of his hands, and he will form a quarterstaff. And he too will plant it there, backing up his elder. The two raven folk that currently have Glade restrained will continue to successfully restrain Glade as the dwarf with the raven on shoulder begins to slowly walk up, confident, as you see him reach underneath his cloak, pull forth the shield, and then he will pull from his side a beautiful looking dark steel raven motifed designed great axe. And he looks to you and he says, You are going to fall, giant. And he will continue to walk as he essentially will dash towards you, Gorath. As it is now Glade's turn, she attempts to struggle free. She shows sign of combat already. So she's in a weakened state or damaged, battle damaged, as she is unable to break free. The ravens will continue to just mock and cry, creating a little bit of irritation or aggravation amongst the group. And Gorath, I'd like for you to give me a wisdom saving throw with advantage because you struggle with birds. And this might be intimidating for you.
That's a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
Shit. God, no.
Well, the number was a 10, so you are intimidated by the birds. So
It's not the dwarf, it's the bird.
anything else that you fight, you're good. When you either are fighting a bird or in the presence of a bird, you're a little gun shy. So you see this massive raven on the shoulder of this dwarf. You're intimidated by that as it kind of spreads its wings, and it's got a big wingspan. Like, it looks like a hawk. It's that big. Like, it's really big. Yeah, and that's going to be that turn as we go back to Ari.
Well,
Top of the second round.
I'm still working on the map.
Yep. Continue to do a wisdom and dexterity check. That'll be for how much you remember and how skillful you are with the quill.
Wisdom is a 20.
That's
on that.
good.
Dex.
Where the
is
hell were these
if I
rolls
can
in the
roll.
previous episodes, guys? Shit.
Dex is a 10.
Okay. You get a little sloppy. You're about halfway through, but that's to be expected because you're trying to hurry up and get this done.
Mm-hmm.
as you can hear the ravens beginning to kind of heckle and mock your friends. Kelbrix, you're up again.
Okay. I'm gonna move up 20 feet.
Yep.
Look to Gorath. We got this. We can do it.
Not worried about the dwarf. Worried about the bird.
The bird is fine.
There's birds everywhere.
Don't worry about the birds. We're being watched over. It's okay. And I'm going to cast Bless.
Oh, nice.
On myself and Gorath.
All right, Gorath, that'll be your turn now.
Is it the last, or is she holding?
Yeah, she and Dolan are back there.
Well, I can't move forward or backwards because I can't move towards anything that I'm afraid of. I guess I gotta do a wisdom save.
To try to break the fear?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still have advantage, especially with Kelbrix's words of inspiration.
And you get a
Even
D4.
though he didn't use an
D4.
inspiration point, he is inspiring, and you do get the D4 blessed.
12 and 17. Or 16.
Okay. That is enough. The words of Kelbrix ring true in your ear, as you are no longer frightened by the presence of these heckling birds. They are just stupid birds.
This is stupid birds. Alright, we're gonna kill these birds first before this stupid dwarf.
All right.
But unfortunately, you won't be able to move just
I
yet.
can't move yet.
Because the wisdom.
Yeah, the wisdom's okay. Yep.
All right.
The
So Aleath will stand her ground, as she seems to be in a protecting position over the building. Gorath has shaken his fear from the birds, and Dolan will also hold protecting the building with the Elder. The Raven folk are going to continue to maintain their hold over Glade, as it is now time for the dwarf, as his walk and stride now turns into a bit of a jog, as he's starting to ramp up and build his momentum towards Gorath and Kelbrix. The battle axe goes from resting on the shoulder down to the side as he begins to jog, shield in right, weapon in left. We'll be able to get to about there, as he does a hold out movement towards the rest of you. When he gets to that position, he begins to make like this grunting, like battle kind of cries and grunts as he starts heading there. Glade, as it is her turn now, attempts to break free and actually will break free from one of the Raven folk holding. And she is going to attempt to continue to struggle, as she is like halfway free from the two that are holding her. The Ravens continue to do their thing. They continue to heckle and cry. Nothing else, as it comes back to the top of round 3 with Ari.
Alright, still working on this map. Wisdom is a unnat 22.
Oh man, you should be a cartographer, not a rogue.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Dex is a nat 23.
Yeah. So not only do you get this map 3/4 of the way done, you go back and correct the mistakes from your previous attempt to clean it up to where it's looking really good right now. You're very impressed with yourself.
I should not have got into this thievery business. Just make maps.
Right.
Yeah.
As it now is
It's wild.
Kelbric's turn, with the dwarf charging.
Alright. With the dwarf charging at us, I guess I'm gonna get this kicked off. I'm gonna look at this dwarf to say, you will fall here. And I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at him. So, and I'm doing it at first level.
Mm-hmm.
For a 16 to hit.
So the bolt strikes true as he will use his reaction, and he will raise his shield to parry the attack, deflecting the bolt. As he just says, and keeps running. Anything else in your bag of tricks, sir?
Nope. That is all.
All right. Olaeth will continue to stand there. Gorath, it'll be your turn.
Gorath will move up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then I am going to take a swing at the bird.
Okay.
On the shoulder.
I love it.
You damn birds. I'm sick of the birds already.
Yep, I don't blame you. Go ahead and
All right,
make your
one-handed attack with the great hammer.
Oh.
What?
Did you forget bless?
I did.
Hashtag
bless.
bless.
So Gorath, don't forget bless.
Don't forget bless. Second sword.
Cast it on yourself and managed to forget.
I know. It's because I never cast it on myself. I would have been an 18. Damn.
Still would have missed.
Yeah.
By one.
I'm pausing for time here.
Yeah, yeah. Don't do it, it's royalties.
Sorry, I forgot again. Brought to you by
Silence.
Silence. That's a silence.
Uh-huh.
Da, 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 da.
Random music.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
All right.
There we are. There
Are
we
you
are.
going to do something?
I'm going to do something.
Okay.
One-handed attack.
Okay.
One-handed attack with the Warhammer.
The Warhammer. Ah, that's a 9.
Yeah, wait a
do
minute.
bless?
Let me
Oh,
double check.
Hang on.
Because he's going against the
Hashtag bless.
bird.
All right, that's an 11. 11 to hit the bird on his shoulder.
I swear to fucking goodness gracious God there. You missed that bird. You cannot hit a bird with a ship.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Hopefully I throw the dwarf off his game.
Can
Going
miss and
after
hit the dwarf instead.
No, he wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't work that way. Yeah. So now it's Dolan's turn, who continues to hold his ground, as we have activity back here from these two raven folk. As the one who still has a hold of Glade will try to maintain hold, and will do so. The other who lost a hold of Glade will try to regain a grapple, and both of them will maintain and wrestle Glade to the ground, as they will both draw out weapons, looking as if they're going to make a strike against her, and that will end their turn, as it is now the dwarf's turn. As he approaches in a charge towards Gorath, and Gorath swung one-handed at the raven resting on the dwarf's left shoulder. The dwarf is going to shield bash against, like, he's going to run right into your gut. Since you're kind of exposed, he's going to bash the shield into that, as he has a 15.
That will hit. My armor class is 15.
Okay, and he will deal got all these dice and can't find the ones I need. He will deal 10 points of bludgeoning damage. I will also need you to give me a strength saving throw. I will give you an advantage because you are a Goliath, and even though you're a medium creature, I think you're like you're technically with, what is that, the Goliath strength or something like that?
Yeah, it matches with anything one size larger.
Yeah, I think this makes sense. So I'll give you advantage.
Blessed or not?
Currently, until
saving throw, yeah.
Until I murder Kelbrix.
26.
You stand
Dang.
firm. You're not knocked prone, but you still definitely take the damage. As the dwarf will recoil and he'll say, "Oh, good, you have spirit. This will be fun." And he will then take his great axe for his second attack, and he will swing it on you with a 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
My apologies. A 15 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. And we'll roll one of these. Oh, yeah. As he... Oh, that's shitty. He will deal 6 points of slashing damage with the great axe he is currently wielding.
How are you looking, Gora?
26.
As he sees that you are okay with that, he will then
Take his third strike.
take a third strike. That's correct. That is a 19, which will hit. That is 10 points of slashing damage. What's the matter, Goliath?
Not
Too
worried,
weak traveling amongst the peons you travel with?
not worried about you, little dwarf. I want the bird.
Do not touch my bud.
Oh.
It will be Glade's turn, as she is unable to break free. The two have essentially nat 20 grappled her, both of them, and pinned her to the ground, incapacitating her. As she kind of looks towards you, Kelbrix, there's a little fear in her eyes, as if she thinks this could be it. The ravens will continue to heckle and annoy as we come to the top of round 4 with Ari quickly cartographing a map.
Oh. This is where I fail. That's a 6 for wisdom.
Okay, you can't remember the last quarter of the map. Like, oh, what was
I
it?
have the map with me, don't I?
You do, but you're in a frantic...
Nat 1.
And...
So 4 for next.
Oh, I see. So this is a skill. This is interesting. This is during combat. So you will knock, as you dip your quill in, you knock the inkwell onto the map, covering the map, half the map in ink.
The one I'm working on, or the other one?
The one you're working
Okay.
on. Yeah. With the nat 1.
Fuck!
So there's plenty of parchment nearby if you want to try again.
No!
Okay. It's ruined.
I'm gonna grab it anyway,
Mhm.
whatever's left of it,
Mm-hmm.
and head downstairs.
Okay.
Or
See.
wait. Is there roof access from the window?
You could, yeah.
I'm gonna go for the roof
You're
then.
gonna Aladdin on the roof there?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds great. Go ahead and give me a acrobatics or athletics check.
Go acrobatics. 18.
Oh, excellent. So quickly grabbing hold of that map, you sprint over to the window, you lean out and grab a hold of the thatched roof and begin to climb the roof, only to see 4 ravens that, as soon as you stick your head above the roof, have been anticipating, and they are all going to attack and peck you.
Nice.
They will swarm as their held actions. And technically, their movement would be their held, so you're good so far. But they start like beating at you with their wings and so forth.
Stupid ravens!
Yeah. Kelbrix, you are up.
All right. I am going to use... level 2 spell slot to cast Spiritual Weapon. And I'm going to place a weapon right here. Actually, no. I'm going to do it right here because I'm going to go after the bird.
Okay, what do you want your weapon to be?
A nice little mace.
All right.
I like
Spectral
maces.
mace. So
Nice
find some
spectral
sort of
mace.
generic looking thing to put on there.
And
I'll just do a
I'm
little circle here.
going to drop my d20, one of them, and I'm going to strike out at the bird. The spiritual
Where
weapon.
did you want to put it at? I'm sorry.
Basically right here, right to the
Oh,
corner.
okay, I'll do that. And you're striking
Striking the bird, and that's a 21
Oh,
to hit this bird.
that will hit the bird.
All right, perfect.
At least
And
I'm
that'll
not
be
the
8
bird.
points of damage.
8 points of damage is the exact amount this particular raven has. It's a lot beefier than the others.
And
So-
I'm gonna yell out and say, "Fuck your bird!"
Okay.
Fuck your bird.
As my action, I am going to cast Sacred Flame on this dwarf.
Okay.
So he has to make a Dex saving throw DC 13.
All right, we'll do that right now. Oh, this is gonna be close. Look at his dex. Oh, he fails.
Perfect.
Not so perfect, but okay.
He will take 4 points of radiant damage.
Okay. This seems to anger said dwarf as he looks with intense eyes glaring directly at you, Kelbrix, and he kind of points and says, "You're next." As the bird falls to the ground.
Fuck your bird.
All right. So, at this point, Oleath is going to tell Dolan, hold the building, and she's going to run inside the building. And that will be her turn, as it is now Gorath's turn.
All right, Gorath will one-arm strike down at the dwarf as he successfully has swung by the bird, but he didn't see the spiritual weapon kill the bird, so he thinks in his head
That he's the one
it
that
was
killed
the wind from his mighty strike that
Killed the bird.
I
killed the
love it.
bird.
Mhm.
That is a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that will hit.
Yeah.
That is 12 points of damage.
Yep, that's some damage, alright.
Then I shall action surge. I get a one additional action on my turn.
Okay.
That's a 15 to hit.
That will not hit. That will miss.
No,
She's blessed.
Yeah.
that was blessed. Yeah.
Oh.
And that will be my turn.
Alright, at this point, Dolan will hear you, Ari, above him as he steps out, looks up to see these ravens, and he is going to cast Entangle. Maybe. So he will create a 20-foot square and has a range of 90 feet. So he will create a smattering of vines and things that begin to spring out from the thatch roof and begin to grab a hold of two of these ravens.
Alright.
Let me put a square on there so that we can keep track of where the entangle spell went to. I think it's going to be something like that-ish. Alright, so two of these are entangled. by the Druid's Magic of Dolan. Grab those two. And that basically will say that the creatures in the area, strength saving throw, or they're restrained. So they will make a strength saving throw. Ooh, that's not bad. Okay, one of them, double check some stats to make sure. Need his spell save DC, which is... one of them is restrained. The other one is able to kind of flap or fly above the entangle and not become entangled. So a little spider web there to show the restrained bird. And that will be Dolan's turn. As the two ravens that have Glade restrained are going to strike at her with sickles and violently try to take her out. That's a nat 20. Just had to put that out there. That is not so good. So one of them strikes with a lot of precision and damage.
Come on, Glade. You can survive this.
Good news.
Oh,
We have Cauldron.
Okay, and the sickle will deal quite a bit of damage.
Korath, get ready
And
to
then-
carry another 200 pounds worth of salt.
He doesn't
Okay.
die first too.
The raven folk on the left side will plunge the sickle into the rib cage and rip and pull, and it's bad. She looks to you again, and just her eyes go blank, and her color fades fast as she just kind of slumps into the moss-covered cobble. As it'll now be the dwarf's turn, who is now enraged as he goes into a frenzy. That's just descriptions, not statistics for any of you really good D&D DMs or players. Just being descriptive. As he's going to make his first attack on Gorath. That is going to be an 18.
That'll hit.
And this will be... oh my god, thank you. This will be 20 points of damage.
Oh.
Slashing.
I'm going to use my reaction. Stone's Endurance.
Oh, give me an explanation on
As
that.
a reaction, reduce the damage dealt to you by 1d12 plus 3.
Oh, that's so good for you.
Yeah.
So reduce that by 10.
Whoa. So we had, what was I say, 20? So
Yep.
you half damage.
So you're down to 6.
You will fall. And that is going to be not enough to hit you. That's only going to be a 14. And he will take his third. That's a nat 20.
Oh.
Gorath, no.
That's going to be a lot. Ooh, and it's going to be 21 points of slashing on that attack.
Ooh.
Critical damage there.
He down.
How you faring, buddy?
He's down.
Oh, Gorath falls?
Yep.
Gorath falls.
Oh. Yeah, I love it. Okay. He then is going to now move as he looks towards the bird on the ground. He'll move to here. And he looks with a death glare directly towards you, Kelbrooks. And that will end his turn. As it is now no longer Glade's turn. We'll move her for now. The ravens will now attempt to peck 2 of the 4. That is not
Ravens.
enough to hit Ari. Neither one of them will hit you, Ari. As that will end the Raven's turn.
Oh, fuckers.
At the top of round 5, you are going to all hear and see movement in nearby trees as emanating from the nearby trees are more laying in wait. But with that being said, Kelvin and Bear hear the commotion and make their way out, as well as Roman from their huts. As just to be descriptive, each round is 6 seconds, and we've went through 5 rounds for 30 seconds time, just for you number crunchers out there. They will act on Dolan's initiative order. They will take the same initiative order as Dolan, for those of you watching or keeping track of that. But it is Ari's turn. So you are now up halfway on the roof.
I want to... Am I able to pull myself up onto the roof without the ravens?
It would be half your speed, but yes.
Okay. I'm going to pull myself all the way up onto the roof.
Yep.
And then extend my hand out with the ring on it.
Oh.
And cast poison spray.
Oh.
On the 2 that are right in front of me.
Okay, so they need to... Is this a targeting one, right?
It's
yes. Attack is... Save is Constitution.
So they gotta
11.
make a Constitution.
Yep.
11. Okay, this should be good for the Ravens. 1 fails. And so does the other. They both fail.
Haha, nice. Okay. And then I was just looking at damage on it.
D12.
Yeah. Well, that's 1. So...
1 point.
1 point of poison damage.
Well, these Ravens only have 1 point, so they will both fall. The one that was entangled, you will watch the vines as they literally pull it into the thatch and crush it, taking it away.
I meant the other one that was not entangled.
Okay,
My
I
apologies.
lied. Thanks for killing my beautiful description. I'm going to kill the other one who was not tangled. That makes better sense.
Kept making fall off the roof. That makes you feel better.
No. Anyway, 2 of them are down. The other one is still tangled up in the vines, trying to fight away. And there's one above the entangled spell that was able to escape the grapple. And that will end your turn.
As a last thing, I'm gonna turn and kind of like raise the paper that got ink all over it up and be like, I got the map!
Okay.
Go
Go ahead and give me a quick persuasion. Let's see how persuasive you are.
16.
Okay, yeah, that draws the attention towards the dwarf. And we will now come to the newly entered Raven folk. These are the ones you encountered last. These are the ones with the gloves, the claw-like gloves. And they're a little bit more, quote-unquote, tougher or intimidating. Although, I don't know, you guys ran through them pretty easy. They are going to go on the same initiative count as they will begin to move towards the person who said, hey, I got the map. So they will come out of the foliage and the tree lines and begin to run.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Kelbrix, you're up.
I'm gonna run over, reach down, grab Gora, since it's not your time yet, and cast Cure Wounds on him at 2nd level. And the great thing is, since he's unconscious and I'm a Grave Cleric, he heals the full amount. So Gora, you now have 19 hit points.
Nice.
2d8 plus 3 for 19 total. And we'll say, come on, bud. We got this. And then for my bonus action, I'm going to move my spiritual weapon into range of the dwarf and swing away at this dwarf.
You want to put it like right next to him?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
essentially right there.
Yeah. Let's move or attack.
It's move and attack.
Okay.
As a bonus action, you can just 100% verify.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a bonus action, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet and repeat the attack against a creature within 5
Thank
feet.
you for the clarification. That's why we keep you around here, sir.
But that is, well, technically, plus... No, that's 13.
That will not hit the dwarf.
Yeah. And that...
Your tricks do not fool me, cleric.
You want your bird back?
Tricks?
Stop what you're doing.
Fuck you.
Fuck your bird.
All right. Is that
Alright,
for you?
And that's all I got.
Okay, so Aleath at this point has made her way to the second floor. Just so everybody knows, I'm keeping track of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll go to Gorath, who now has been rejuvenated, if you will.
All right. Since I fell, am I still blessed or not?
Oh, that's a cleric question. I think you technically might be, because he's the one that has to hold the concentration.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly am not sure. Because technically it's an effect on him
It'll
when
fall.
you go unconscious. I
It'll fall.
believe.
So
Okay.
you're no longer hashtag blessed.
I believe that's the case.
I'm going to go with that. That sounds like the most logical.
All right. Well, I do need to stand up.
Yep, that's half speed.
At speed.
Mm-hmm.
I will move myself in between Kelbrix and the dwarf.
Oh, thank you.
You will hear move.
I probably accidentally step on the bird. No.
Accidentally on purpose.
And I also see bear.
Yeah.
Out of the corner. I'm happy now. All right. Now I'm going to strike
Bear.
bear as I slam down on the dwarf.
All right, and then I would like to use my inspiration and pass that to Gorath to give him advantage. As I say, you got this. No dwarf can stand up against you.
Yep. I'll definitely allow that one.
Bear is here. That is a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
Nice.
That is 10 points of damage.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, I'd like to use Second Wind. And that is once per short rest, you can use a bonus action to regain 1d10 plus 4 HP.
That sounds like a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
13 points.
Okay.
And that shall end my turn.
All right. Now we have Dolan's turn, as he is going to move about 40 feet here. So that would be about 10 feet away from an oncoming Raven Charger that came from the tree line in the forested area, moving in towards this building that Dolan was protecting. And he is going to with his right hand, with his left hand, his quarterstaff will be in his right hand. He will produce flame and attempt to cast it on the charging raven folk. And he will hit with a 22. And he will deal a lot of fire damage potentially. No. 1
Potentially.
point of fire damage from Produce Flame. but I'm actually going to increase it to 2 because of the feathers and claws are slightly flammable. So I'll give him a little extra on that one. Because the hit was really good. That will end Dolan's turn, but Kelvin and Bear have emerged, as well as Roman. As Kelvin looks, and he will go towards Bear, and Bear will just charge towards the Raven folk that's also moving in to try to get to that building. And Bear is not playing around. Bear will make 2 attacks as he will raise up on his hind 2 legs and strike with the claws first, as he will have a 24, and he will deal 7 slashing on the encroaching Raven folk. And then he will clamp down with his mighty jaws for a bite attack for a 16, which will, I believe it does hit, as he will do 8 points of piercing damage. And now they are engaged with one another, so it kind of stops the momentum of the Raven as he is tangled with Bear. And Kelvin will continue to stand there looking, but Roman will go as he will.
Is he still half naked?
He has his pants on, but that's about it.
Half naked.
Yeah.
He will see what's going on, and he will also throw a entangle spell. And he's going to try to throw it towards our dwarf. To try to tie up the dwarf. So potentially, maybe somewhere around there. And the dwarf will need to make a strength save. And I'm pretty sure he just beat that. To check. Yes, he did. So he's not entangled. But the ground is considered difficult terrain, so he does have maybe a square or so if he tried to maneuver a certain way that it would be, difficult terrain. But that will end Roman's turn. As we now go to the 2 feathers of the Raven is what we're going to go ahead and call them. So for you listeners out there taking notes, the lower ranking tier of this cult are called feathers, and the next ranking ones, the ones with the claws, are called the eyes of the Raven. You're all welcome.
If you want to know how my notes are, it says the lower ones are Raven fucks, and the newer ones are new Raven fucks.
Okay. Should have went with yours. So the 2 feathers of the Ravens, the ones that were tangling with Glade, they will make this cawing noise as there is more rustling in the tree lines. As more of them will make their presence known. And they will begin to move. Their movement, the 2 that made the calling noise and that were dealing with Glade, they will move 30 feet down the moss-covered cobblestone pathway towards the building that Ari is currently on the roof of, as everybody seems to be trying to converge to that building. Next will be our dwarven friend as he looks towards
Very healthy.
Gorath, and he's going to say, I did it once, I'll fucking do it again. And he's going to start with 3 attacks and try to chop down this mountain. Where's this attack on that? That's going to be a 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. And he will deal a lot.
Oh no.
19 points on that strike. He winds up for 2. That one will miss. And then he's just going to take a shield and try to bash you. As that is also going to miss with a 12. So that misses as well. So he's burned up his turns. Next will be the Ravens, as there is literally just 2 of them. One is entangled, will try to free itself. Nope. The other one will then swoop to peck at Ari. Nope. And that will end round 5, putting us to the top of round 6. And I think this suspenseful fight will be where we take a break in this chapter of our tale. So tune in next week for the second half of this thrilling combat.